This is Ryan Thompson, Assistant AD for Athletic Communications here at Davenport University. And today we're talking with the men's tennis team. We have head coach Patrick Grashorn, and we also have junior Remy Johansen from Oscar, Norway. First, we'll start with you, Remy. You guys last year just missed out on the GLIAC tournament. You were in a tiebreaker with Ashland in 3 and 5 in the conference. And so we look for this year. What are some of the team goals for you?
Well, obviously we want to qualify for the tournament this year. It was tough missing out last year, but I feel the team has improved a lot this season, and I think it's a realistic goal to not only qualify but to do well and compete against the top teams in the GLIAC.
You know, for you, second team All GLIAC last year. You're also excel in the classroom. You were the All Academic Excellence team for the GLIAC, over a 3.5 GPA. What do you expect from yourself this year?
I mean, obviously I expect to improve both in tennis and in the classroom. Just keep doing well both on and off the court. I want to make the first team All GLIAC this year. It's a big goal for me individually, and just keep getting good grades and be a good example for the other people on the team.
You guys are loaded with lots of juniors on this team, so no seniors on the roster, which is kind of rare. Where do you see the program going in the next 2 years?
Yeah, now we as juniors kind of have to be those mentors for the younger guys, you know, with our experience, and kind of teach them and show them what we've learned so far during our college career. And I just hope to see the team improve also after we leave, to see Davenport tennis become a household name in the GLIAC, and really be a tennis school that people want to attend and improve their game.
How competitive is the GLIAC in itself? Like each match, how do you bring it each time in order to compete?
Yeah, it's very competitive. You know, every single match, every single spot in the lineup is super competitive. You have to be on it from the first ball. Even when we play doubles first, you just have to be on it, because if you get behind in the start, it's really tough to come back. And yeah, all the guys can play. Obviously, in the GLIAC's very high level. So you have to be there both physically and mentally to be able to compete with these guys. And I feel a little mindset that changed from last season to this season is that last season we thought we would compete with these guys and, you know, play with them. But this year we want to beat them, you know, not only compete, but really go out there and, you know, beat these guys.
You know, kind of on a personal level, what's your journey been like to get to Davenport from Norway? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's a big adjustment, you know, leaving home and the familiarity of, you know, the culture and friends and family when you're 18, you know, going to a new part of the world, United States, you know. Tennis is amazing in that way, you know, it brings you to so many different places all across the world. So, you know, it's tough, but it's also, it's the same kind of routine, it's the same pattern, you know. I was also doing school and playing tennis back home in Europe, and I'm sure it's a bit tougher for my parents and the people close to me back home for me leaving than me, because I'm still doing the same routine. You know, they feel, you know, that someone is missing. But yeah, you know, you get obviously recruited by a lot of different schools. You talk with a lot of different coaches when you're playing tournaments in Europe, and if you do well, you know, you get noticed. And you know, you just go through the whole process. You try to see the best fit for you. You know, with school, with tennis. Obviously, Norway's a bit same climate here, pretty cold, gets cold during the winter. So obviously for me that was a big factor. I like snow, I like the winter. So, you know, I love it here in West Michigan. So yeah.
Awesome. You know, Patrick, for you guys, you're off to a 4-0 start, had a couple matches in the fall and a couple here in the spring. You know, how do you think this season is progressing so far?
Obviously at 4-0 we feel pretty good right now. But, you know, the hardest part of our season is coming up still. So we've got a few more D2 matches coming up before our trip to Orlando. Down in Orlando, again, more tough competition. We're happy to be 4-0. We know there's a lot of work left to do. We're ironing some things out in those first 4 matches, and, you know, figuring out doubles pairings and things like that. So far so good, but a lot of season left.
Sure. You know, I'll ask you kind of the same thing I asked Remy about team goals. What do you think are some of the things that you guys can really improve upon this season?
Sure. So I think, you know, Remy did a good job in his answer as well. We don't want to just compete with the GLIAC teams. We want to go out and try to beat these teams. That being said, a lot of our focus this year and the last few years has been more about process than it has been results. If we are putting in the work every day to improve, to get better, then the results will start to come in naturally. So in terms of goals, it's improving, being better today than you were yesterday. And from a recruiting standpoint, we're going to continue to have the guys see that we are putting in the work and getting a little bit better every year. And again, those results will follow with good recruiting classes and just people like Remy and the rest of the team that are working on court.
Taking a look at the guys that you have on the team now, who are some of the guys that you can rely on? I know it's a long season, a couple months, to kind of get the guys going and show some leadership.
Yeah, and I think there's two parts of that. I think there's the leadership part, and the guys that will continue to push everybody to bring their best. And then I think with it being a long season, you need some of the other guys too that are kind of more lighthearted and bring some, humor to the team as well. And we have both of those. We've got Remy, and like you said, we have a bunch of juniors. Remy, Johnny, John Louie, and then Juan's new to the team, but a little older with some experience. So that's a good backbone of leadership that are one pushing each other, but good mentors to the younger players as well. And then we've got some. It's just the other people that I didn't mention. Some of the freshmen, they're not new to tennis or working hard, so it's not that the juniors need to push them that much, which is nice. Then we can focus more on just being together as a team and supporting each other on and off the court, being good teammates, and that extends to the women's team as well. We do a lot of things together with the women, so it's one big family as opposed to just two separate entities.
Thanks for joining me here today, guys. Your next match will come up this Saturday against Cornerstone, so good luck to both of you in that one. And for everything about men's tennis, you can visit dupanthers.com.